Hello friends, in this video we are going to see the 200 Kenyan Shilling standard circulation banknote which was launched in the years from 2019 to 2024 by the government of the Republic of Kenya. These banknotes were printed by the Central Bank of Kenya, and, from 2024 the banknotes were printed at Giesecke and de Vriend, G&D, Leipzig, Germany, and, before 2024 the banknotes were printed at De La Rue, which is also known as Thomas de la Rue or Thomas de la Rue and Company, TDLR, London, United Kingdom. Now let us see the physical structure of the banknote. It is a rectangular-shaped banknote made from paper material. It is printed using the intaglio technique, that is, raised printing technique which can be felt by soft touch on the note's surface. The predominant color of the banknote is blue color. The size of the banknote is 133 mm by 67 mm. Now let us discuss the obverse side of the banknote. When the note is observed from the left or right side we can see that it has a denominational numeral 200 in English on the top left corner and the bottom right corner of the note. Next, it has the year of printing of the note. Next, it shows the emblem, coat of arms, of Republic of Kenya, which features 2 lions, which is a symbol of protection, holding spears and a traditional East African Maasai shield. The shield and spears symbolize unity and defense of freedom. The shield contains the national colors, representing black for the people of Kenya, red for the bloodshed during the struggle for freedom, green for the agriculture and natural resources, white for unity and peace. On the shield is a rooster holding an axe while moving forward, portraying authority, the will to work, success, and the break of a new dawn. The shield and lions stand on a silhouette of Mount Kenya containing in the foreground examples of Kenya agricultural produce, that are coffee, pyrethrum, sisal, tea, maize and pineapples. The coat of arms is supported by a scroll upon which is written the word Harambee. In Swahili, Harambee means all pulled together or all for one. Next, it has a watermark, which consists of the perfect image of an African lion head. The text CBK and the value of the note 200 in electrotype. Next, it has the Central Bank of Kenya monogram with the text CBK and a flying dove with olive branch, to symbolize a peaceful Kenya, as a see-through registration, which can be seen on both sides of the note. Next, it has a windowed security thread, which is an embedded metallic thread running vertically. The thread is imprinted with the demetallized dove, and demetallized letters CBK and the numeral 200 in an alternating pattern, and, when the note is seen in light, the thread is visible from both sides of the note. The security thread appears as a continuous line, and it changes color from red to green and has additional rainbow colors on the thread in banknotes printed before the year 2024, and it changes color from blue to purple in banknotes printed from the year 2024, when the note is tilted. Next, it has the text Banki Kuu ya Kenya in Swahili language, and, below the text, it has the text Central Bank of Kenya in English language. Next, at the center, it has a central image, which consists of the Kenyatta statue in the Kenyatta International Convention Center, KICC, one of the most iconic and recognizable landmarks, located in Nairobi, Kenya. Mzee Jomo Kenyatta, the first president of the Republic of Kenya, who is lauded as the father of the nation. He was a Kenyan anti-colonial activist and politician who governed Kenya as its prime minister from 1963 to 1964 and then as its first president from 1964 to his death in 1978. And, in the background, it has a Maasai shield with spears from the national flag of Kenya, and it also has an image of the skyline of Nairobi city consisting of parks, gardens, buildings and skyscrapers, and it also has an image of Mount Kenya. It is the highest mountain in Kenya, and the second highest, after Mount Kilimanjaro in neighboring Tanzania, in Africa. Next, it has the lettering legal tender for 200 shillings in English. Next, below the lettering, It has the denominational value Shilingi mia mbili in Swahili. Next, it has the lettering for the board of directors in English, and it also has the signatures of the governor of the Central Bank of Kenya and the board member. Next, it has an image of the head of an African black rhinoceros, Diceros bicornis, in the denominational numeral 200 on the bottom right side of the note. The African rhinoceros is a member of the Big Five game animals, and its Swahili name is kifaru. In Africa, the Big Five game animals are the lion, leopard, rhinoceros, elephant, and African buffalo. The term was coined by big game hunters to refer to the 5 most difficult animals in Africa to hunt on foot, but is now more widely used by game viewing tourists and safari tour operators. They are examples of charismatic megafauna, featuring prominently in popular culture, and are among the most famous of Africa's large animals. The black rhinoceros, Diceros bicornis, and the white rhinoceros, Ceratotherium summum, are large herbivores with 2 upright horns on their nasal bridge. The black rhino is classified as critically endangered and the white rhino is near threatened, and both are subject to extensive poaching. Among Big Five game hunters, the black rhinoceros is more highly prized. The current existing rhinos throughout the savanna are southern white rhinoceros, eastern black rhinoceros, southwestern black rhinoceros, and south-central black rhinoceros. Next, it has asymmetrical serial numbers in English, in which the asymmetrical serial numbering style has progressively larger digits in adjacent positions. The serial numbers are printed vertically in red fluorescent ink on the left side of the note, and printed horizontally in black magnetic ink on the right side of the note, and next, it has microtext in lettering BKYK and CBK in Swahili and English language, in lettering Banki Kuu ya Kenya and Central Bank of Kenya in Swahili and English language, and in lettering 200 shillings in English language. The note also consists of features for helping the visually impaired to distinguish the denomination, which are as follows. It has tactile features, which are the 3 single intaglio stripes on the left and right edges, and the lettering Kenya at the center, and the lower right denominational value 200 on the obverse side of the banknote. Now let us discuss the reverse side of the banknote. When the note is observed from the left to right side, we can see that it has a denominational numeral 200 in English on the bottom left corner and the top right corner of the note. Next, it has the text Banki Kuu ya Kenya in Swahili language, and, below the text, it has the text Central Bank of Kenya in English language. Next, it has the Central Bank of Kenya monogram with the text CBK and a flying dove with olive branch, to symbolize a peaceful Kenya, as a see-through registration, which can be seen on both sides of the note. Next, it has the golden band which shows the value of the banknote 200. It can be seen when the note is tilted and is also visible under ultraviolet, UV, light. Next, at the center, it features the picture based on social services theme, which consists of medical services, education, and athletics. It involves devolved county responsibilities, national ministries, like health, gender and sports, and significant NGO involvement, focusing on reducing poverty, improving access via community health promoters, and leveraging sport for development to build holistic growth through fitness, education, and future opportunities, with athletics being a key national pride point. In essence, Kenya's social service framework is a mix of government, NGO, and community efforts, using education, health, and sports to tackle poverty and build human capital, especially for youth. The social fabric of Kenya is quite diverse and unique. Kenya's athletes have kept Kenya on the world map since independence. As a nation, the country has made notable efforts in improving the health of its citizens, especially children. Kenya's education system has produced some of the best scholars globally. The health services photo shows a woman holding a child being examined by the doctor with stethoscope. Kenya's health services feature a devolved system with public, Ministry of Health, private, for-profit, NGO, faith-based, and traditional providers, offering tiered care from rural dispensaries to urban specialized hospitals. The education photo shows teacher with pupils, teaching them on laptop computers. Kenya's education system emphasizes practical skills for engaged citizens, offering free primary and secondary education, and boasting a high literacy rate with numerous public and private institutions for higher learning. The sports photo shows athletes holding Kenyan national flag. Kenya's sports scene is vibrant, with football, soccer being the most popular. But the nation is world-renowned for its dominance in athletics, particularly long-distance running, producing numerous Olympic and world champions. Other popular sports include rugby, volleyball, basketball, cricket, and motorsports, with a diverse range of activities from traditional wrestling to modern sports like tennis and golf also played. Next, it has the lettering Health Services, Huduma za Afya in English and Swahili on the photo depicting health services, and it has the lettering Education, Elmu in English and Swahili on the photo depicting education, and it has the lettering Sports, Michezo in English and Swahili on the photo depicting sports. Next, it has the denominational value 200 shillings in English. Next, below the lettering, it has the denominational value Shilingi 200 in Swahili. Next, it has an image of a flying dove with olive branch, to symbolize a peaceful Kenya, with denominational numeral 200 on its bottom left and top right side. Next, it has a windowed security thread, which has the letter CBK and the numeral 200 in an alternating pattern. And, next, it has micro text, in lettering Shilingi 200 in Swahili language. Here, we reach the end of this video. Hope you liked it. Thank you very much for watching the video. See you soon. Goodbye.